AI is changing our entire world, including courtrooms around the country. In a groundbreaking moment, a murdered man speaks from beyond the grave, talking in a video directly to a judge during the sentencing of his own killer. I'm Kristin Thorne, and this is In Touch Investigates. 37-year-old Christopher Pelkey was murdered during a road rage incident in Arizona in 2021. Gabriel Horcasitas shot him at a red light. He was convicted of manslaughter. For Horcasitas' sentencing, Chris's sister wanted the world to know what Chris meant to them and his community. So rather than reading statements to the judge, they decided to do something unprecedented. They had Chris speak for himself.
Hello. Just to be clear for everyone seeing this, I am a version of Chris Pelkey recreated through AI that uses my picture and my voice profile to Gabriel Horcasitas, the man who shot me. It is a shame we encountered each other that day in those circumstances. In another life, we probably could have been friends. I believe in forgiveness and in God who forgives. I always have, and I still do.
I spoke with Chris's sister, Stacey Wales, about how she came up with this idea and what she thinks it means for the future of the criminal justice system. How did this idea of the AI come about?
I thought, well, how can we make this a production that will really hit the judge from all angles? And so we were encouraged by our victims' rights attorney to show pictures. Many people will show slideshows. And I thought, well, I don't want a slideshow. People don't really like to sit through other family members, family member slideshows of other people. I just kept hearing that his voice and his ethos of forgiveness and loving God and loving people, which are just not sentiments that I was prepared to wax and wane about in my own sentencing impact statement. And it felt disingenuous for me to say anything at all as the last person that was going to speak for our side of the family. I was always intended to go last. And Chris's voice not be heard. And so I finally just yielded to that. And I said to myself, well, why can't I write what I think Chris would say? It's super clear to me. My husband and he do AI avatars like this for corporate clients. And he showed it to me in the past, so it's been very effective. I thought it was pretty neat. So I knew he had the technical capability to do that. So I said, well, why don't I just ask him if he could make it?
Stacey, what was the reaction in the courtroom?
And I could hear some tears. I could hear some sniffles and things like that. So I was like, okay, there is an emotional response to this. And then my brother, who did not know about this, my family, nobody that saw it that day except for me and my husband knew that I was going to be doing this. So this was a complete surprise to my mother, to my 14-year-old twins, to my brother, the other people that spoke that day. And my brother, my middle brother rather, he got up and he gave me a huge hug and he whispered in my ear, thank you so much. Well done. That was incredible.
And then what about the suspect? The suspect, what was he doing during this?
So I wasn't able to watch him, but I have watched a video that somebody recorded that day of the courtroom remote link. And I watched the video being played while standing there at the podium and the screen of the shooter. And the whole day, his gaze was far off in the distance, detached, and not reacting or listening to anything that anybody said that showed him a reaction. It's kind of off like this. And he didn't watch any of the pictures. There were 65 pictures that were played that day. But when Chris's video got up there, he still didn't flinch until it got to the part where Chris says to Gabriel Horcasitas, the man that shot me. And finally, his gaze flinched and he looked at it and he watched it for that paragraph. He didn't react further than that, but I knew that it reached him.
Stacey, thank you so much for doing this. Horcasitas was sentenced to 10.5 years in prison. His lawyer has filed an appeal challenging the use of the AI, saying it may have swayed the judge's decision in giving Horcasitas more than 10 years behind bars. For In Touch Investigates, I'm Kristin Thorne.